And welcome back. Okay, everyone. I hope you've liked the one or two videos that I've uploaded already. Today, I want to do something slightly different. Well, actually, last time I did a video on a walk through downtown Toronto, which I do, I don't know, probably every couple months, and a number of LP or record stores that are along that walk. So check out that video if you haven't seen it already. But today what I want to do is I want to talk about record stores in Paris. And I want to talk about one particular store in general, or not in general, one particular store specifically. And that store is FNAC, FNAC. A FNAC. Again, not an independent store. So some of you might say, "Why is Greg, hyping up what's effectively an electronic store?" Well, again, I'm not saying that you should ignore small independent. You should only buy from FNAC. Not at all. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm just doing this because I think that FNAC is a great store just to pop into if you don't have a lot of time, or if you are on a very tight budget, and also just to find some LPs that you might not find elsewhere. Okay, in Paris. All right. So let's go back to this slide again. This web page on Wikipedia. FNAC. For those of you who don't know FNAC is kind of like it's like a Best Buy, I guess, in Canada, and I think Best Buy is in the United States as well, or any what Radio Shack used to be, except. So of course they sell books, they sell CDs. It's a great, it's absolutely packed around the holidays, people buying presents. So it's kind of one of those all-purpose electronic stores that doubles as a great place to buy presents, as I said. So, but what's different about FNAC than, say, Best Buy in North America is that it also sells records. It sells a pretty good collection of records. It's not, they're not selling used records. Okay, so this is not a place to go to if you're, if you're looking for a back catalog, if you're looking for an OG, an original, Blue Note or Prestige or something like that, Riverside. But it's a really great place to go to if you're looking for a record release, particularly released on a European label, record that's difficult to find in North America. So let's switch over to a map here. I want to show you where FNAC is, kind of give you a little bit of a short geography. Okay, let's zoom out. There's a map of Paris, of course, with the ring road. Let's zoom in. Of course, the center of Paris typically is near near the river. Okay, the Seine. Here's the left bank, the Sorbonne, very well-known university. Let's zero in a little bit, so maybe it's a bit easier to read. Maybe I'll just highlight a couple smaller record stores, but I'm going to leave that for longer conversation for another day. But I just want to highlight, obviously the Paris Jazz Corner is if you haven't been there, great record store. Here, let's just pull up a picture. Wonderful place. Like you can see on the photo here just how the LPs are just kind of stacked up. It's pretty hilarious, but great place to dig. The owner's this really mellow guy who can be nice or who can be pretty quiet. But anyway, so that's the place I tend to drop by. La Dame Blanche, and really wonderful elderly owners there all the time. Super friendly, speaks English and French. Has a smaller selection, some classical LPs as well. So those are just again. I don't want to I'm not saying you shouldn't go to these stores. Absolutely go to these stores. Plan to go to these stores and many more. Again, I'll spend some time on another stream, another recording, highlighting some of my favorite in Paris. But again, if you don't have a lot of time, if you're just in town for a weekend, particularly if you're just central, if you're staying in central Paris, either just here by Saint-Germain on the left bank, or if you're staying over on the right bank, it's a quick walk right over to Chatelet. Now Chatelet, let me just leave that there for a second. You'll see under, let me zoom in a little bit, maybe it's a bit, there we go. You'll see all the logos for all the different metro or the subway lines, and also the suburban train lines, or the RER or RER lines as well. So it's a hub. I think it's probably the biggest transportation train metro hub in downtown Paris. So it's easy to get to. Here, if we can go over here, there's another line over here, probably, as you can see, with even more connections. So this is a very central part of excuse me, of Paris. A quick walk to one of the biggest museums, the Centre Pompidou. But let's have a click on here. Les Halles is basically a shopping mall. There's a good view of Les Halles. And just down the stairs here and to the left, I believe, is probably, I would assume, is the largest FNAC store in France. FNAC also has stores across Paris. I've been to FNAC stores in Lyon, in Bordeaux. And some of those stores have some records. But the store here, which I've just hearted there, tagged there on my Google Maps, is, in my experience, the best store. It's the biggest selection. Okay, so I don't necessarily go there for the selection necessarily. I tend to really just go to smaller stores for selections of albums that I'm looking for of course used albums. But I just want to show you a few. I've got a stack of albums here I want to show you that I bought over the years at FNAC. And again, the main reason why I go there is, to be honest, is price. The prices are great, are surprisingly good. So yes, you can get some LPs and some European LPs that you might not be able to get elsewhere, but I largely go here because of the prices. So the first album I want to show you is this one by Harold Land. Here, let me pull it up. It's a reissue, of course, as I said. It was reissued in 2017. Pretty well-known lineup. Let me just move that over there for a second. Here we go. Pretty well-known lineup. Harold Land is when he was playing with Bobby Hutcherson in the early 70s. So this was recorded in 1971. Recorded in 71, but re-released. This is a We Want Sounds version in 2017. Okay, so we got Harold Land, of course, Bobby Hutcherson, as I said, Bill Henderson, Buster Williams on the bass, Billy Hart, well-known drummer, and then a fellow named Mtume on congos. Not sure if anyone knows anything about that person. Anyway, some nice pictures on the back cover as well. But most importantly, the price originally was priced at 25 euros. That's about, I don't know, about $31 US dollars. But this is really what you want to look for when you go to FNAC. This little green, I'm pretty sure it's still the same. Okay, and as you can see, it's been marked down to just over 21 euros. You can't get a new LP, particularly from a press like, or rather a label like We Want Sounds. These typically start at least $35, right? So for 21 euros, which is about 25 US dollars, maybe about 29 Canadian dollars, this is an absolute steal. Here's those of you who would like to see the labels. There are the labels on that one. Okay, so 21 euros. That was killer. Love Harold Land. I've got a copy of his LP San Francisco. Also, of course, with Bobby Hutcherson. So it's got, I'm not sure how many recordings they did together from roughly 68 through to the early 70s. But I know I have San Francisco, and I'm pretty sure I have one or two others. But that one, well, can't argue with the price, right? All right. What do we got next? Okay. EST, not Esbjörn Svensson Trio, obviously a Swedish band. Very sadly, the leader of the band, Esbjörn Svensson, died. It's been a while now, actually. It must be at least 15 years ago, in an accident. I had tickets to see them here in Toronto. Just devastated. One of my favorite bands at the time. Still really wonderful driving band, contemporary jazz. Some people have likened them to Radiohead, which is a bit... Anyway, I'll leave it at that. You can tell what I think of that. But really powerful trio. A lot of great YouTube videos. I really encourage you to check them out if you don't know them. But again, Svensson died really at an early age, and so I think they've only got about I want to say 3, 4, 5 original studio recordings, but over the last few years they've been releasing some of these live recordings, which are absolutely killer. This one was, which is a recording. Where is this recorded? This is from the Montreux Jazz Festival. But I know there's also a really great live recording in Hamburg, I believe, as well. So this was originally recorded in 95, as it says here on the top, of course. Was initially released in 1995, and then this is the re-release copy. It came out, it's a German pressing from ACT. I'm not super familiar with them, but this was re-released in 2021. If we look on the back, this was originally priced at 32 euros, or roughly about $38 or so. And looky, there's the discount sticker for 25, just under 25 euros. Should say this is a double album as well. Here are the labels. So you got two very well recorded. They obviously cared a lot about the quality of their recordings, their live recordings, and they're often played in really fabulous music halls. So this is a really wonderful buy, and again shows you the kind of discounts that you can get at FNAC. Let's just quickly have a look and see what. So that's the copy that I have. As you can see, the re-release. And what's it going for? Yeah, well, there's some that are listed for 45 Canadian dollars, but those are probably not as nice as mine, because I take care of my albums. Okay, all right, let's move on. All right, this is an album that I don't usually do this, very rarely do this. Let's do it this way. Um, Abrada. This is an album that I saw at FNAC, and obviously really interesting. Let me try to hold it up a little bit better. Really interesting cover. It's got some interesting kind of Japanese writing on it, and it's got this little sticker. Let me read out this sticker. Don't know anything about the band. Just was walking out, probably had a stack of a couple albums already, and then this caught my eye, and then I looked at the sticker and it said Afro Funk meets Japanese traditional music. Afro Funk meets traditional Japanese music. You probably can't read that too well because of my crappy camera. Okay, so anyway, I read that and I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. The LP wasn't discounted, but I looked on the back, 21 euros. Again, 21 euros. It's like, what? You can't find anything that cheap these days. This was released in 2017. Here we go. So it was released in 2017 on 180 gram vinyl. What do they call it? African tribal funk? They dropped the kind of traditional Japanese traditional music. They dropped that on Discogs. Anyway, so yeah, I bought this for 21 euros, and now it's the cheapest ones that are selling are for 100 Canadian dollars. Bizarre. Really bizarre. Who's put that out? Almost looks, not really sure who put that out. Let's have a look. GLP? Is that who it is? Anyway, there's the labels. And GLP. It's a mystery. Anyway, 2017, brought it home, put it on the turntable, and it is funky. It's really funky, really good. Obviously, it's a good album because it's selling like hotcakes online. Not sure if they have another. I think that's the only album they have. Let's see if it's been. All right. Nope. Yeah, it hasn't been re-released. The CD version, but yeah, interesting, huh? Okay, let's continue. All right. Let's go back to the map for a second. I want to talk a little bit about Sam Records, which some of you may have heard of. Sam Records is a real kind of a boutique store in Paris, run by an American fellow, I think, actually. And he re-releases a lot of kind of hidden gems, or what are they called? Recordings that have been in the archives that haven't received a release yet. Or he's re-releasing some recordings. A lot of them have connections to Paris. Either they're live recordings from Paris or studio recordings in Paris that didn't receive a wide release to begin with. So really highly recommend it. The owner has his own store. Let's get back. Okay, so just to, again, here's the Seine. There's Chatelet, where FNAC is. And if you go to the north side of Paris, I should double. There we go. Yeah. Okay, Sam Records, right next to Jacques Bonsergent. That's a bit of a difficult one to pronounce. So you can see that they have funky hours there. It's pretty nice looking store. To be honest, I haven't been there, and I've always wanted to go. He has a lot of his own stuff there. Let's let's have a look. Maybe there's some more pictures there. Okay, let's go back. Anyway, why am I talking about this? The albums are great audiophile copies, recordings. The owner, I think his name is Fred, he hires people to reproduce the original covers and artwork. There's often some inserts with photos. Again, really highly collectible, fabulous label. So, all right, I was just talking about where Sam's located, but again, I found this at FNAC. This is a recording that has seen many reissues, but a really wonderful remastering job done by Sam Records. It's called Les Liaisons Dangereuses from 1960. Let's just take it out for a second. I don't know if you can see the... Again, this is it's a photo that was redone by Sam Records. Fabulous. Okay, what? All right, 25 euros. Okay, what is that? Let's see if we can find the page. I think I have it set up here. Okay, yeah, it's a highly desirable LP. I think Sam Records actually put out a couple versions of this LP. I probably got the cheaper one of the two, the original copy. Let's back up, see if we can find it. The original version from Sam Records had some... Here it is. Yeah, here you can see Sam Records was on 200-gram vinyl. It was numbered, and whew, okay, going for over 200 Canadian dollars. I think there was also some nice photos. Anyway, if you can find a copy of that, well done. But I got the cheaper version from 2017. I should double check. I may have messed up here. I might actually have one of these copies. Anyhow, well, let's check out while I may have mislabeled it. Anyway, great album. FNAC usually has a nice collection of some of Sam's records there, and typically they tend to go for, especially if they're on sale, but even if they're not on sale like that one was, they typically go for at least kind of 10 euros cheaper than at other stores around the city. Okay, so that's the Monk album. Again, sounds absolutely terrific. So here's an album, a Dave Holland album called Another Land. Not sure if that one... This is actually from, I believe it's 2021. Yes, it's from the spring of 2021. It's more of a contemporary style album. It has, who does it have on it? It has Kevin Eubanks, fabulous guitarist. And who's the drummer? Obed Calvert is the drummer. And then it's a trio. And then, of course, Dave Holland. I believe this is his label, Edition Records. Please let me know if I'm wrong on that. Anyway, it says that the first 200 of these was numbered. Is mine numbered? I don't think it is. No, it's not. Anyhow, this album, I'm not sure where I saw it. I think I just streamed it. I think I saw Dave Holland in Sweden, and then I just started, doing a deep dive through through all his LPs. Found this one again, a quite recent LP, and I think this is for 35 euros. An absolute steal. Again from FNAC, but I didn't get this from the Paris FNAC. I got this from the Bordeaux FNAC, which also has a good selection. Not as good as Paris, but I would still recommend checking it out. The This is a killer album. This is again like kind of like the EST album I just showed you. Very driving, a little bit soulful, funky, driving, faster compositions. I believe they're all Dave Holland compositions, and 2 LPs in there as well. So highly recommend it. It's hard to find a copy of this. And what are these going for these days? Well, there's some copies starting at 53 Canadian dollars. But again, let's have a quick look here. Yeah, but for near mint, you're looking more like 60 euros and above 60 euros. Okay. Let's just switch back to the labels. There you go. Again, FNAC. Thank you, FNAC. Killer album. Love it. In terms of his recent material, Dave Holland, who I'm a big fan of, that's a terrific album. Absolutely terrific album. All right. Just going to finish up with a couple albums that I also got in, I believe, at FNAC. That's right. I can kind of see that in the back. These albums by the same, just show them, Greg. Artist, same band, Shy Maestro. Okay, I picked these two up at the same time. It's a battle. Okay, Dream Thief. This is an ECM. I wanted to show these because it's for us in Toronto and Canada. It can be hard to find ECM, particularly new releases. Sometimes they show up in the local record stores. Often they don't. It's really inconsistent. I have seen this one around in Toronto. Got this for 23 euros at FNAC. Usually these would go more like 30 euros, I'm going to say, in Europe. Shy Maestro, Jorge Roeder, which I just saw him the other day on a video, a live concert. He's now playing with Julian Lage. It's a great video of his concert rather, out in, I believe it's West Coast, I think San Francisco, and I think there may be another one just posted as well. Great, looks like a great tour. Jorge Roeder, amazing bassist, also always has a huge smile on his face. Alfred Nehemia, Nehemya, that was probably a hatchet job on his name, sorry, Offrey. So it's a trio. And the reason why I was just talking about Jorge's smile is, when you see them live, and I've seen them live twice. I saw them in Rotterdam about 5 years ago, and then I saw them in Stockholm a year and a half ago. They just look like they're having so much fun. So much fun. I love this album. Having seen them, I saw them live first before I got these albums. They're really awesome live. The recordings don't quite hold up, which is often the case, I find. Anyway, this is a release from. This is the earlier release of the two LPs from 2018. Okay, the Dream Thief on ECM. All right, how much was that again? That was 23 euros. All right. And then his more recent, I believe it's 2021 release, simply titled Human. Again, same lineup. Actually, but this time you have Philip. Sorry, too much light in here. Philip Dizak, who plays trumpet. Great addition to the band. This is a wonderful album as well. I believe they're all original compositions. On this, again, ECM, another FNAC purchase. Wow, and this one was $21. Some nice pictures there on the back. Sorry, everyone. Let me take that out and you can see it. Some nice images on the back there. Okay, so that was recorded in 2020. That was recorded in, looks like it was recorded in Paris actually, but it's put out by ECM, so there's a German copy. I know that they also released their LPs in the States, in the US. So it might be easier actually probably to find ECM copies, artists in the United States, but for whatever reason here in Canada it's difficult. Anyway, so FNAC, just to sum up, great prices, a decent selection, not the best selection. Don't go there if you're looking for used LPs. If you're looking for some presents, sure. Again, this is not meant to kind of divert you away from Paris's absolutely fabulous number of independent record stores, of which there are many that focus on jazz. But if you're a little light on cash, if you're looking for some ECMs and other European releases, if you're in town only for a short amount of time, check out FNAC. You will not be disappointed, I promise. And tune back in to another one of my streams. I'll probably do it. I'm actually going to Japan now, but in about 4 or 5 weeks, I'll do another stream where I talk about all those independent shops record shops in Paris. Okay, hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you soon.